Venge, where are you going? We're not done yet.
I wanted to look at this this Dark Willow. I need to tell Rich about this. This is groundbreaking, man. I'm glad he's in the fluff panel right now. I don't think he could handle this level of immersion. Woo. Is the hero any good, though? That's what I want to know, because it's a first phase pick. Liquid obviously value it quite a bit. Doesn't seem like there's any teamfight contributions that they may have been able to have, but it might be able to discourage whatever, I don't know, whatever might stop this Broodmother. But we will find out as we transition into Game 2 of Liquid versus NiP.
Fog, you said you couldn't see a better hero than Templar Assassin. You said it's good in lane, but sucks overall in game. And we're going to go straight to the action, apparently, as we have a heavy 4 versus 5 clash that looks like Liquid is actually winning. Managed to get the first blood. It might be able to get a second blood as well. Saberlight is going to have a whole lot of heroes on him. And
he gets
if he runs into the brambles, that'll probably be it.
And Charlie.
For Insania. Now Charlie's been clipped.
Oh, both
from Boxy? What?
Charlie? Will he
Charlie?
live? Oh,
he's going to live thanks to the Fairy Fire. And as a result, Era will also live for now.
Shakuchi.
He's on the hunt. Era, is he going to try and TP out? Does Insania have anything? Okay, Insania takes the third kill. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, now you got boots on Crystal Maiden, right?
I guess so.
It's such a good level 1 fight, like, besides Brood, right? Looking at the 4 heroes of Liquid, Willow, CM, these nukes are amazing. Boxy gets some godly stuns, too.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Battery Assault against multiple heroes.
Yeah.
Underlord leveled his aura.
Yeah.
It's just not good. Plus, they're going to get the bounty runes, apparently, on the other side of the map. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we bring, like a bunch of mangoes and clarities and some boots for CM, and now CM has a much funner time versus Clockwork because you can actually get away from him a little bit there. But yeah, the TA versus the Brood, I think we've seen this matchup a lot of times. TA destroys Brood in the first few levels. You just can't do anything. But inevitably, Brood does just end up leaving the lane and doing the Brood things. You just hit some jungle creeps, and he's actually getting a couple denies. That's surprising. Don't see that too often.
Both of them focusing on the denies here. The Underlord is going to be soloing top lane for now, an early stomp into Brambles.
We'll see those side blades continue to be very annoying for Koifa, though.
Yeah. Let's feel the pain right now. He needs some regen, and he needs it stat.
And for said reasons, this is why we understand the matchup being Templar Assassin favored. Koifa scurry back a little bit. But yeah, look, Boots Windlace. Look at Insania zooming. His 345 movement speed even with them.
Think how much gold you're going to save if you get an early Tranquil Boots and don't have to worry about regen anymore. Taiga's going to suicide to the tower because he killed Saberlight. So he's not giving up any experience. Might as well go back and reset.
They're so early on their level 2s now too, right? CM is now provided for the team, so they can make super aggressive moves top. And I like that they play aggressive. I think this is one of the key things about Willow, that people are afraid to just use your skill shots, right? Just throw down the brambles. Just try to make those aggressive moves. They will be able to get those kills. Now Herabot, they make the rotation. Taiga comes down again to set up for a kill.
No Shadow Realm, level 2 Curse Crown.
Yep.
So he's really just wants to be running around setting up kills.
Yeah, big fan of that build. I think that's, for the most part, I think you should do that build on the 4 position, because just like Shadow Realm is just, unless it's a lane where you just can't actually pressure and you're just doing these just harassment wars, sure, you can go for Shadow Realm, but this actually always will give you better kills. And they can definitely set up kills bottom here. This tri-lane, it's strong. Triple ranged. They can all benefit really heavily off of those bugs that are going to come out.
5-1. The one bad lane right now is that mid lane matchup where we're 13-3 for the Templar Assassin. You said it's a winning matchup, but I would also say Supreme has really been the bright, shining part of Ninjas in Pajamas. He, I think, has individually performed very well for the team, even through their losses.
Yeah, I've actually been very impressed with him. I'm glad they've been straying away from like the Invoker and stuff, because like he was really struggling on those heroes. When it's one of his comfort picks, but that hero just is, he's still just really hard to make work, even if he's good now. Era, just be pretty careful. Taiga, I mean, they're already level 3. Era's only level 1 in this tri lane. Yeah.
Radiant Broodmother is probably better, right? Because you have close access to 2 different camps, right?
Yeah, I guess they're just a little bit closer there.
Yeah.
I'm not this big brute expert kind of person. Oh, the level of the pit might actually get him. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, Boxy had just been getting really aggressive, and he doesn't have any regen anywhere close. The courier's just now flying out. Then again, Saberlight's also quite low, and just one combo with level 2 double edge could definitely kill Saberlight, and that's why they're going to rotate over. Charlie, I thought that was a support that was showing up. Boxy still tries to go for the stomp and see if he can kill Saberlight here. The Firestorm and the pit. That ensure the kill onto Boxy. Looks like they're done with the Drow Ranger playing in that aggro tri lane now.
I think they just know that lane was decimated from the start. That triple lane is not going to work when the CM gets given level 2. Same thing with the Weaver right off the bat. They have boots and so much to play around. They have to switch the lanes. Saberlight will suffer now, though, so it's like...
Level 2 Nova. It's this early is a rough one.
Yeah. Weaver full free farm drought, 4 last hits. So now they're gonna follow her, I feel. Like the Willow is probably gonna go play top just to pressure, and it's scary. Foxy does not have boots, though. He did go for that ring of health because he was in the 1v1, so Drow's distance should be decent to at least get some last hits, but yeah, he's really struggling. Koikfa gets himself an Arcane Rune. Very nice pickup there for the harassment. Oops, Supreme, be careful.
And this is where we start getting so many spiders that Koikfa is no longer helpless.
Yeah.
Whether it's quickly farming through jungle areas, but also has so many instances of attack that he could surprise the Templar Assassin and actually get a quick kill. NiP.Ace trying to chase down Saberlight here. The bugs are doing its work, lowering the army of the Underlord and leaving him free to get the kill. And I like the NiP.Ace.
Koikfa got the kill on mid, too.
Yeah, this is all of a sudden a couple of disasters. NiP.Ace almost manages to get that kill. Looks like Insania, because they chase both the heroes out of lane. They can go for those bounty runes too.
Oh, what? How is he? Oh, Supreme. We were just... It's because you complimented him, Cap.
My bad.
Oh, come on. You can't give up those type of kills as TA in this matchup.
No.
You're ahead in the lane because that's the way the nature of it works. That Arcane Rune definitely was a big reason to it, but not going for boots early, I think, is a really crippling thing on the TA. When you're versus Brood, if you go boots, you can actually chase her into the camps early because you have that domination in lane.
Right.
Went for the double Wraith Band, so Spiders, speedy Broodmother, they collapsed on him and he stayed really low. Yeah, I think that second Wraith Band is greedy. I don't think you need... It doesn't provide you anything insane in the lane compared to those boots to be able to actually run away or, you know, pressure the Brood that when she's jungling. 6 minutes, 3K gold lead.
Liquid are coming back in this game too with some fire after a surprising loss in game 1, seeing as they were at one point in time very far up. Charlie stuck in the trees here. The Cursed Crown is going to put a stop to that multi-shot, and they'll get that kill. But hey, Supreme picks up the haste rune and manages to chase down Koikfa, so he gets some vengeance for himself.
Still tied net worth though with the Brood. Not where you want to be at 6 minutes. Sure, at some point that Brood will overtake you because of just the way the nature of the hero, but yeah, you want to be more ahead on that TA. Bottom, they do have the sentry down.
Oh, they're going to be able to catch NiP.Ace inside the cogs. NiP.Ace in big trouble. He does have a bunch of stick charges, but that'll be just enough for him to survive. He actually is going to go back in. He's got to keep his distance from that clockwork, though.
Oh, okay. Goes for a bottle for the sustain down here. It's pretty interesting there. They did pop the Stampede as well to ensure that NiP.Ace does get out. But now he's going back in. Era, very fragile.
Oh, the cogs pushback. It's just enough.
Oh, he had like what, a couple stick charges too. It looked like there to be able to keep him alive. But they take top tower because of all these moves.
Yeah.
And Charlie at level 4, no boots, no nothing. He's some free frags whenever they do bring anybody up there with Boxy.
Yeah, if he ever strays too far away from that tier 2 tower, especially with the Centaur, the global haste that he's able to provide, like 1 or 2 heroes up here could easily kill him. Losing that early towers as an Underlord team too, that always feels really bad, right? Because he's one of the better heroes to stand in front of pushes.
Yeah, and it gives him like so many ease of access now, right? Like Taiga's just like, okay, I can go play enemy woods the entire time pretty much now versus this super underlevel Drow. And we mentioned lots of different ways to get on top of the Drow, right? You know, Centaur, Weaver, Brood, these heroes, they just collapse on her so easily to take her out. Not the start that NiP wants to be in with their kind of early centric draft.
Look at that really deep ward they have behind the mid tower. They know Misha's around here, but they're collapsing with both of their supports to be able to kill Supreme. The Brambles does land. He managed to get up the refraction to dodge the nuke, but there was just way too much around, and Koifa does get the kill. And Era snatches up that regen room before he can be grabbed by the Broodmother. Spiders just climb over the cogs, though, and Koifa, he's not going to try and stick on Era by himself. He's a little bit scared of maybe getting nuked if he goes up blind, so Era will get away.
They read the move too, right? Because you saw the way Taiga moved. He walked actually through their ward. He de-warded their ward on the high ground just north of this tier 1 tower mid. So they had 3 heroes prepared, but it's too much now. The Brood has gotten away with way too much in this lane.
He still had Stampede that entire time, I think, right?
Yeah.
So they even had an extra bit of power, an extra out to be used. Era's level 3 in 9 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I thought last game he was going to have a rough one. This one is just impossible.
They're going for Supreme again. Liquid just full on targeting. They say the Templar Assassin is the only way they're going to be able to win this game. Now, around the pit, it's a little bit hard to kill Supreme, but now they're going to recommit outside the pit underneath the tier 2 tower. The Spiders are leading the charge. And where's the detection? They've got the Nova to finish him off. And Zany had just enough mana. And now a really good fear from Taiga that'll scare back Era as well as Saberlight. Now they're running out of webs, so at some point in time they'll probably give up on this chase. They don't need to push things too far.
They still got a tier 1 to take in the mid lane too. Even though they're diving the tier 3. I actually was pretty. I started chuckling a bit there when I saw Charlie TPing into the fight. I was like, no, you do not do this, Charlie. You are just gonna feed. So good thing he canceled the TP, but we're seeing that power, that early aggression from Liquid. Everyone just using that Stampede at its maximum.
Oh, if they give up this stack.
Oh my god, yeah. This is the only way Supreme kind of comes back in this game.
May just be able to catch Insania here. No.
Just play 4 heroes around this area.
Yeah.
You have to make sure TA gets that. And put everyone get away from Clockwork too. Make sure Era gets the experience.
Yeah, Misha and Saberlight could perhaps keep their distance. They have all the tier 1 items to be dropped as well.
At least they'll secure the farm of those ancients.
Look at Sania. He knows it's so juicy up there that he can't help but see if he can get close.
A little bit of a feed there by Insania for sure.
Yeah.
Trying to get some information, but have to expect that NiP was playing up on that high ground there and they're not showing in their other lanes. Charlie, he's kept the lane static. Actually up top, I believe he's just power denying up there to make sure that it stays there for a moment. Now he's starting to push it away. Taiga, he looks like he wants to be the one getting aggressive up here finally. Charlie's good. Charlie's at least absorbed some space. He's still pretty far behind, but at least up to that level 8. Don't step past for this wave, though.
No, he can never really pass that point. As Liquid have full control of this high ground area. They have a nice ward around the tier 2 area. Boxy tries to go for the blink stun onto Misha. He'll eventually catch him.
I love that Boxy's been doing this on his Centaur, actually. I noticed this the last time he played it, too. It's just brown boots, 1 mini item, straight into the blink. He doesn't go for phase boots. He doesn't go for wand, nothing like that. It's just straight blink.
Oakshot does manage to catch him in the middle of the Stampede, so this is perfect to be able to bring down Boxy. Era picks him apart, and Sania, though, with his distance on the freezing field, is going to be able to get the counter kill onto Era. Nice positioning from the 5 position of Team Liquid.
Insania's he's just rolling with the punches this game, you know? He's like, all right, I'll take a triple kill. I'll get a kill on the Clockwork. Thank you, Boxy.
I feel like maybe that he was saying that he was disappointed in his team's performance of game 1. He's like, no, you guys don't deserve kills.
He's like, Mickey, you were Slark. Hey, you had a Scotty and you
had a free game. Free Slark game. Boxy, he fed a number of times. He certainly doesn't deserve those kills.
No. Koifa, they will continue with their aggressive builds. The Diffusal, as we've seen, of course, so many times on the Broods. Treads plus Diffusal. They can run down any of these heroes, and they're going to continue to do so. Supreme.
You're going to be able to catch him with the stomp into the Frostbite, and the Spiders are closing in. Supreme's going to try and go for a desperate TPL. The damage is not taking fast, though. The Brambles.
The neutral.
Taiga caught him, but the neutrals are the ones to claim the last hit on Supreme.
Oh, that's good. Saberlight will use the Rift. Still has a couple seconds of delay. They can't bring him down, though. A bit too much armor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Liquid's still taking over this game a bit too much here for NiP to kind of control themselves, because they're now losing access of their triangle. You have a TA and a Drow that are losing access to their jungle and their triangle this early on.
Boxy, don't stop, man. immediately somebody shows up around the tier 2. Era thought about going for the hook shot out, trying to use it defensively, but nowhere he can go. The scary part about Liquid here is that if you've watched their Broodmother games in the past, you'll know that they make this Broodmother look super scary at 30, 35 minutes. So the fact that they're this far ahead this early is very concerning, but then again, we said that last time, Fog.
Absolutely.
And Ninja's Pajamas still managed to turn the whole game around, and they've got a very similar kind of lineup where if they do win, they can take objectives very quickly.
They have to be able to win fights, though, and winning fights right now versus a very farmed Centaur, huge Weaver, and huge Broodmother.
Yeah, I have no idea how they catch this Broodmother. I just can't really see it happening, but maybe. Team fight like this, Stampede's gonna go out. Boxy looking to be able to chase down Supreme. Swap back though, Misha trying to get himself out while simultaneously increasing the distance away from Boxy. Era is gonna be locked inside with the Bedlam, and there goes the freezing field, which is rapidly bringing down Saberlight. Did not have his ultimate because he used it earlier to get out of the bottom lane. So 4 dead on the side of Ninja's Pajamas, and Liquid all looking very healthy.
I think we're going game 3. I don't see Drow Underlord coming back. Clockwork, you know, I was like trying to think of ways for them to come. I'm like, okay, they still like, you know, natural initiation from Clock, but into this draft, it's you can't even initiate into anybody. There's Weaver, the bugs are too much for you to deal with. And
yeah, you can't stop Broodmother.
No.
She literally just crawls over your cogs.
Yeah, they can't even push any of their lanes out. Everything's just pushed onto their side. They can't access their jungle. There's not really much hope besides hoping Liquid dives and that you can somehow just play based off of those when Supreme gets a Deso. But Charlie is just food to anybody at this point. Level 8 Drow. No item growth. And Liquid's just ready to fight. Look, they're like, side lanes are pushed. We don't need to address them. We can just sit 5 mid.
Ninjas of Pajamas all huddled around this tier 2. They're going to make their jump. Era choosing to go for the Dark Willow, but he's going to have it really... Oh, the beautiful Terrorize onto 4. That's going to be able to bail out Boxy. He was really far forward there. Still going to be trying to go for Era here, but he's swapped back by Misha. So Ninjas Pajamas is going to be the first fight. They haven't actually lost anybody.
Nice defensive positioning from them there.
Swap. Sania back in. That's a second swap. Good job by Misha. They find a pick.
Very nice. Just everybody sat around the area. Everyone sat around Drow, so they benefit from that aura a bit. Same thing with the atrophy hurting Liquid a little. It's just the way that fight kind of progressed. Pretty decent initiation from Era. If they were a bit more ahead, right, they could have maybe cleaned up a little bit more there, but that deficit really coming into play. Just how do they kill Mickey? It just seems impossible. Same thing goes for Koikva as he's having a spectacular game.
They need one of those hook shots where they catch Mickey after he's been in the same place for like 4 or 5 seconds, you know? That way he can't ult to move out of the cogs and just dump a bunch of damage in there.
Yeah, I would just hope that he dives too far into a pit, into a hook shot, and just chain stun, but it's very unlikely with the way that Liquid's playing this time around. Much more careful, I think, than their last time when they did get a lead. This is usually the way I feel like Liquid plays when they start to get that lead. They constrict the map a lot heavier. Not like last time when they just, you know, Boxy ran in and out of zone. But yeah, they're playing the map real well here. They've got good aggressive wards too to watch whenever NiP does kind of move out.
And Broodmother works so well for this playstyle of theirs too, because it is one of those heroes that can kind of freely cut lanes, thereby constricting the map without risking anything.
Getting a little bit, is what we were saying though. This is where Team Liquid's like, yeah, no, we don't need to press the issue so much anymore. They can chill back, get some farm, finish up this items here. Looks like it's the Manta finished up for Weaver, so they've accumulated a pretty good chunk of net worth here. Picking up a Vanguard 2 on Centaur. I believe the Ags on Brood is pretty close to being done too, so
Boxy sees a bunch of heroes that are not in their mid-tier 2. So the moment they show up, he TPs. He's like, let's go. They're somebody
very far out without TA. Boxy's thinking about it.
This fight. Ninjas of Pajamas, they know there's more coming, but the initiation is already struck from Boxy. They're going to be able to jump on Amisha here as well as Air. The 2 supports are dead, and the Underlord will make the Dark Rift escape with Charlie back to safety, back to home.
As soon as they split up at all, they just 4 heroes, and they're so far from their base. Liquid just still has this insane insane lead with their heroes. And super mobile. They can move from lane to lane easy. And NiP, they don't have the, they don't have the fortune this time if looking towards a Luna. The NP is able to TP around, push the lanes out always. They're stuck on their side at a disadvantage.
Is there any item timing? Is swap back there into the Gust. A nice silence combo with the hookshot following up. Okay, Koifa's a little bit low here, and
they can't
manage to get anything off. Boxy a little bit too late on the stomp there. Weaver is still going in on Charlie here, but now he's stuck inside the cogs. The last couple of shots though. Charlie, get rid of that bug. Get away from the Dark Willow. He can't. He's stuck, and it's still going to be a massive win for Ninjas the Pajamas. They lose 2, but they pick up 4 kills in the process. Fucked. That's the exact same area of the map that Liquid lost the fight last time.
So gotta be a little bit careful, guys. They didn't have the, I think time-lapse was still on cooldown from bottom. I think Mika had used it. They dive for it. Excellent pit positioning. And these swaps, I mean, Misha, he's on point with these aggressive swaps that they're able to get off. And NiP were ready. All 5 heroes this time were sat around that drow to get the benefit of that extra damage. And it's the Deso timing from the TA. So they do have the damage. Again, Liquid. Showing, give me blood.
Can they do Roche?
No.
It got a Deso, but feels like maybe not enough time.
No, I think it's a bit too risky. It's only, what, 20 seconds they had or something?
Yeah, I think somebody has like 40-second death timer right now. Okay. But I think that's probably NiP.Ace.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, it was 26 seconds on the drow as well as the Venge. If the Venge survived... Do they have Venge Illusion? Is the Venge Illusion there? Maybe that could be. I think
it should. Yeah, it should still be up.
Yeah. So maybe I think it's a little hard.
I would be if I was in their position, I would be tempted to go for it just because I feel like it's different than game 1. I feel like this one team fight doesn't like all of a sudden change the game that much. You know. I feel like I want to take some sort of risk, or maybe just pushing down the mid-tier 1 towers. That's a great objective to take as well. So maybe that's a bit better.
Yeah, I think it's just a little too risky. Boxy's the big one, right? He's gonna be back up too soon for them to go for any type of Roche.
True.
So, yeah, this is just a little bit of a smarter play. But yeah, definitely not the same case the last one because they did lose 2 heroes still during it too, and it was their carry technically, right? Their drow does end up dying, even though Supreme is just being that carry anyway. But
yeah, at this point, Supreme's probably more of the one position.
Yeah,
but Charlie is still a very important piece of the puzzle.
Liquid can't make too many of those mistakes though in a row. Even though they still do have a very strong draft, especially versus this Drow Ranger, versus this TA.
But if this Templar Assassin gets an early BKB, which he already had the Mithril Hammer after the Deso, so he's probably pretty close.
Yeah, he'll be a lot safer. Still has to worry about, there's still a lot of instances of like physical damage with Weaver and Brood, but he'll be a lot more elusive in the fights. He can pick and choose his targets easier.
Yeah, and he'll just be able to run at whatever targets he does choose. That is where that mobility becomes a problem both ways, right? It's both, like them being able to use Stampede or the speed of the Broodmother and Weaver just to get away from the TA. And then that same mobility becomes a problem for the Drow Ranger when it comes to running her over.
Ooh, look at this. I mean, it's the very standard build we see on most carries, right? But for Weaver, it feels different, but it's such a good game for it. Halberd versus ranged carries, it's the dream. So he will be going for that build. They're still kind of posturing themselves a bit aggressive, but looks like they actually might give up that bottom tower. Probably, I think it's Koifa maybe making the call, saying that I'm very close to Ags. Let's play on the opposite side rather than falling for a trap, playing into NiP's hands.
Oh, can we look at the Broodmother here? I always love it when he picks up the Ags and he starts shooting webs all over the place.
Yeah. Those 16 charges. He's got the bugs too. They don't bring it down at some insane pace because he's not using the hunger. Now it'll start dying a lot faster, but it's scouted.
It's Ninjas the Pajamas. This could be where they turn the game around if they actually manage to get inside of this. Boxy sitting in front. Nice 2-man stomp to be able to start things off. Era sitting on the side, ready to go for his hook shot here. But the swap back Boxy. NiP.Ace here with a double damage. That should quickly take out Misha, but he's got to be careful of Supreme. He's going to pop his ultimate, try and jump away. He's been gusted. Pops Manta, gets rid of that silence, and quickly Shikuchi's away. Curse Crown on Saber. Saber Light, a small momentary stun. NiP.Ace going to come back in with that DD once again. He gets pushed by the cogs. He has to stay away from Supreme at all costs, though. That damage is very scary. A nice pit. And Sania is going to find his freezing field stopped and poked apart by the Dro Ranger, while Taiga also dies. NiP.Ace still trying to make this damage, double damage, do its work to be able to kill somebody, but Ninja's Pajamas playing a nice tight core here.
Yep.
They are moving around each other constantly, are not breaking apart and not giving the Weaver any quarter.
They're getting literally the maximum benefit of their auras, right? That Venge illusion was still there during the entirety of the fight. Drow didn't have anybody on top of her, so they get that extra attack speed, that extra bit of damage too. Really playing well around that unit, like you're mentioning.
Killing the high ground ward. Saber Light is not an easy target to be able to bring down. Quite be careful! No! No low ground. This is there.
It's right around the Roche again.
Right around the Roche pit, and this time they've got the minus armor.
Uh-oh, this is looking a little familiar. Charlie's online too. He's got the Hurricane Pike to save himself. Supreme is enabled. It's Weaver and Brood. Start to suffer a bit here.
I don't think this is too extreme to say just based off of their score. They would be 0-3 if they lose this series, but I think more so just mentally, I think they're just done. If they lose this series, I don't think they're coming back.
Radiant's middle tower is under
This would be 2 games in a row where they had an advantage. They also lost 2 series, one against Secret, one against Viking GG, where they went 2-1, where I think they had chances to be able to win the games that they lost and weren't able to put together a good enough game plan, good enough execution to close it out.
I feel like this one is... It's a little bit more on how well NiP played the fights compared to the last one where Liquid kind of, I feel like they threw it away. I feel like they kind of just threw their lives in and died one by one in a way. This one, I mean, NiP just played as this bald unit. They played really well around those auras that they are playing with. So I did really like that, at least the way they set up Liquid. I feel like that was just a tough fight for them when when they forced the Roche so hard. The hunger was used on Brood. He runs in, he's useless in the fight without it.
Yeah.
Versus these heroes, so.
Ninjas of Pajamas, their 5-man spoke. It was scouted, but at the same time, barely managed to dodge that. They had the vision. Can they get the stun? The stun won. Can they get the swap back into the rest of the team? Into the trees he goes, but he's dead.
Oh man, I mean, Misha again, these swaps. Phenomenal plays. There's a farm Broodmother. They get a good chunk of gold there. We were mentioning it from the initial, those initial betting odds, and like some value bets for NiP. It's continuing to be so, as they're really starting to gain control of this entire game here now.
Somehow, Team Liquid still holding a net worth advantage, but it doesn't feel that way because they are far too scared to fight Ninjas of Pajamas right now.
And I'm feeling a real lackluster of damage on their side because they did go for the Manta. They did go for the Halberd on the Weaver. He doesn't pack a big punch. They're into Atrophy Aura. They're into these, I believe it's like a mech and everything too on that Underlord. And it's a lot of auras. It's just going to keep preventing them from doing that damage. Now with NiP, they're on the aggressive footing. Look, I mean, it's a 23 armor Clockwork. He's a lot safer in most of these situations. Everyone is very online now for NiP.
Is a Crimson Guard a dead item? Has it just been replaced by Heaven's Halberd altogether?
Yeah, Halberd is just too OP. Just way too strong. Buy it while you can. Is what I would probably say.
Dude, it's getting the hard nerf.
Yeah.
That item, way too insane.
They're hitting high ground. It's just, it's very similar to last time.
You lose one more fight, it could be 2 lanes of barracks, could be game over for Team Liquid. This is where those nerves come into play.
Yeah, and look at, the auras. Look at this Venge aura. They have this crazy attack rate. Boxy's going in.
Stomp going out. Terrorize onto 3. Really good positioning. They're going to quickly blow up the Templar Assassin, take away that Aegis. They're going to be able to get out 2. Ninjas of Pajamas, though, they also don't get caught in a low ground fight, and they can choose to go in again and try and finish up this tier 3, which Supreme will. They still have his BKB after all.
Yeah, he definitely held it really nice. Their lanes are also in a good spot, so this is pretty decent push. They have Rift in case of any real alarming stuff goes on, but they're initiating.
They're going to make their jump onto Boxy here. Boxy having Charlie. Nice force staff is going to be able to get him out of the cogs, and he can go reset in the fountain here. This is where it gets a little bit dangerous for Ninjas of Pajamas. If they let these heroes continue to reset. Era, he goes down to about half health. The rest of the team, though, is pretty healthy. And Supreme, he's not slowing down just yet. NiP.Ace, he's pushed away. Melee barracks soon to fall.
They got, I mean, I think it's really good that they're forcing it here. They still have Greaves that's constantly being popped and healing them up. Liquid, they try to jump.
It's off the BKB before the stun could go out. Boxy actually gets really low. They're going to cancel their Dark Rift. Boxy, he dies the last shot from Supreme. Now he throws the damage at Taiga. Use the Ult Scepter to be able to get away. Broodmother, he's in trouble. He's going to be swapped back and he's dead. It's all falling apart for Liquid now as their high ground continues to be under siege and they just cannot get a kill here. Boxy goes in one more time. One last stand. He tries going for the double stop, but they don't do the damage. Mickey, he pops Manta, going for Charlie, put a hook shot in. Cog separating the two. The Terrorize comes in, but it's too late. Koifa comes in to finish off the kill onto the Dro Ranger, and now going for Supreme as well, but the refraction, he burns through the spider. They're all dead. Team Liquid.
Oh my god, what a
They
Lotus
have
Orb.
fallen apart. This team.
Oh, such good. Era right there, he saved Supreme. The stun was about to proc. Oh, wait, actually, something else saved him. I don't know, something else got it. Or Meld dispelled, I guess, yeah. So he got something else that saved him. They can hold his ground.
They finally get the melee barracks here.
Oh my god.
With the Weaver, maybe they can get some kills out of it. Supreme has left them behind.
They got what they came for, though.
They did. They got that one melee barracks that they were searching hard for. Nice hook shot over to side. Still Cursed Crown, though. Brambles doesn't quite hit him. They're going to spot Era. One shot. Nope. Not good enough. And look at the tips flow in. Era makes a cute escape. They're up 6,000 net worth. They've taken one big building and 4 buybacks away from Team Liquid.
Supreme played like absolutely perfect inside of those. The BKB on the jump, I think it was the Meld Dispel or something. Something removed the Cursed Crown from him inside the fight where he was gonna die. Just perfectly executed by him. They rally around their auras. They're playing at it so well here in this game. Liquid just, it's out of control. Koifa just dying. He can't contribute almost anything inside of the fights. His biters do nothing. Supreme giving us a little bit of a clap there with the TA.
Team Liquid, a team that has a number of very good performances in playoffs of late.
Beyond godlike Supreme.
Swap back. He's got so many levels. He didn't manage to get the silence, though, so Mickey still has a chance of being able to escape here. They're going to pop a Stampede to make sure he does indeed get away.
They've lost all their footing.
Yeah.
Now it's just NiP dictating the entirety of the pace. Supreme just really, he's really owning this game. 12-4-4. He did have those 1 or 2 slip-ups, but hey, as soon as they are all able to group up, we're really seeing that power of the lineup. Liquid not seeing good ways of them to really actually bringing down these heroes. Koifa is just so fragile.
So between the
head anytime he goes in,
they've got the Meld Dispel. Now they've also got a Lotus Orb.
Yeah.
So very important counters to the Dark Willow. And on top of that, the Heaven's Halberd from the Underlords, which they've already been having damage problems for Team Liquid. It's going to make it that much more difficult.
Yeah, so many different ways to bail themselves out and protect their king, Supreme.
Oh, they're going to try and catch Mickey here. Surprise mass TP move. See if they can get the swap. They drop the Ward Sentry combination.
Still a tough one. They have to do it kind of perfectly because he still has the Manta to play around. They're going to silence.
They're going to bait out the bounty. Swap him back in. Immediately stumped up. Beautiful combo. That's a dieback. That's 95 seconds where Ninjas in Pajamas, they have every right to take over Team Liquid space at this point.
Misha's swaps are just so on point in both of these games. He's really just, it just looks like he's completely caught Liquid off guard with the aggressiveness from it. 10K gold lead. They're, I mean, like we said, completely online. It's go time. 90 seconds. Can definitely look for a second set of racks here.
20 health regen for Saberlight, so he can quite easily tank.
Level 20s. 20 and 22 on 2 of their cores here. Stay rallied around Underlord.
They're going to have to fight this without their Weaver. It starts with Boxy jumping in. Okay, Supreme is actually just going to go straight for them here. Hooks on the side. That's going to be able to take out Insania while Supreme deals with Boxy.
They're all
pair up.
They're all hitting so hard. The Venge Drow Aura, it's too much.
It's overwhelming. Team Liquid, they've got 3 heroes with no buyback. And Ninjas in Pajamas, they can go for Megas or they can go for the Throne. Either option is free.
Yeah, just go for those Megas for sure. Misha wants to go for aggressive swap. They can't, but yeah, look at this damage with the Drow, with the TA, with the Venge. They know they've got this one in the bag. Liquid, again,
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
crumbling.
Big time. And Ninjas in Pajamas rallying, man. Backed up against the wall. Elimination certainly on the line. Guaranteed. They needed this victory. They needed to be able to put Team Liquid to be the bottom team of the groups. And with this victory, they may have just done that. One last hold here from Team Liquid up against Megas, up against a stacked 5-man of Ninjas in Pajamas, and now playing 4 versus 5. His box is already dead, and getting caught inside the cogs is NiP.Ace. Does manage to get away with his ultimate, but all he's doing is running at that point in time. Terrorize quickly removed by the Lotus Orb there from Era, the tier 4, soon to fall, and it's a throne exposed into the back line. NiP.Ace throws out some of his swarm, hits a number of heroes here, but Supreme is pumping out the damage. The Brood Mother, it does fall inside of the fountain. Swap back in. NiP.Ace hit by the cogs to chain up the stuns, and just beautiful play from Ninjas in Pajamas. This is teamwork, and this is a team that will stay